What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. On August 24th, we got a tweet from Triple H that actually that said this, that nope, like I said, I wasn't even in the car. Triple H tweeted, he said, just received a call from WWE Hall of Famer Mike Rotunda. For those who don't know who that is, that's IRS. That's Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas's daddy, who informed us of the tragic news that our WWE family member for life, Wyndham Rotunda, also known as Bray Wyatt, unexpectedly passed away earlier today. Our thoughts are with his family, and we ask that everyone respect their privacy. Well, I was in the chat talking about, I forgot what I was even talking about in the chat, and I was apologizing to Q and Pronto. I kept telling them, hey, you want to do a podcast? Now you want to do a podcast? And they were saying cool, but I would never get on there with them and stuff like that. Yeah,
I'm sorry, that just sounds so bad.
It do, and I was apologizing to them about that, and then all of a sudden Q was like, it's cool, and they said, what the fuck? And I was like, so, and a text thread started going, and I was just like, what's happening? And usually, for those out there, I know y'all listen to the podcast, Q and Prime argue all the time. Behind the scenes, okay? They
Not
argue
all the time.
They argue all the time. And it'd be about the most minute shit, okay? And I mean, they be...
It's not all the time.
It's okay, it ain't all the time. But they do, when something gonna come up, they do be arguing. I mean, it'd be like 50 back and forth things going in the chat.
Nah, the one with Rhea Ripley, that was an argument.
They was arguing. They was arguing heavy, okay? I mean, they was arguing heavy to the point where they asked me, they was like, yo, where be at? What's your... I'm like, hold on. My outfit just came in the wrong time.
It was like 3 in the morning that time. So
yeah.
That Rhea Ripley thing was late.
Yeah, it was like 3 going to like 5 in the morning. And then the next one, I was like, they still going at it. So, in other words, I say all that to say that it's not unexpected. I get a lot of chats at the same time, but like they just by arguing about something else. And then Prime sent this image of Triple H's tweet, and I looked, and then so Quattro was just like, oh, so this is true. I was like, where the hell I been at?
DoorDash?
Yeah, exactly. And I looked in there, and I was like, this can't. So I said, no. I looked it up, and they confirmed it. You know, when you get the Fox 29, you get the CNNs, and you get the ESPNs, and all them confirming it, and the TMZs, I was like...
Yeah, even people who don't watch wrestling. I told my best friend this morning. She was like, yeah, they came up on my phone, and he was so young, I had to look and be like, who is this?
Yeah.
So, of course, she asked me this morning.
Oh, yeah. So, I was just like, oh, my God. Bray Wyatt really passed away. It slapped me square in the face.
Yeah.
I was just coming out from a door that's where they asked me. I delivered it, and I had to really take a minute. And I understand, people out there, man, you ain't know that, man. You gotta say something. I'm a huge wrestling fan, and this is not, God forbid, and not go with nothing happens to this guy. But this ain't like Simon Dean passed away. It's not on that level. This is somebody,
a retired wrestler,
yeah, or Terry Funk who lived a long life.
Yeah.
This is somebody that is actively on the roster.
And it's our age.
It's our age and we haven't seen since March when they was trying to build up for that WrestleMania program with him and Bobby Lashley. Mm-hmm. We have not seen anything about that, and we never knew what was going on. Then we got little reports that he was sick, and it's like, okay, but we don't know if he's sick with an injury, if it was, any other kind of stuff like that. We had to take it for what it was. And when more days came out saying like, hey, he really got like a life-threatening illness going on right now. We don't know what, so we got to be patient. What's going on? And I was like, okay, well, wow, I wasn't expecting that. Then couple weeks ago, we got news that whatever he was going through would show significant improvement. Not improve. They said significant improvement from words of his doctors, and to the point where it was. He was looking so good to the point that they were starting to book, because there was rumors about him returning at SummerSlam, and that he was doing so well that it's not. Now they're trying to go back into the creative plans again, and it's like, okay, well then, so Bray Wyatt's coming back because it's been a while, and I want to see Bray Wyatt's back, see where this whole story stuff is going for. So then that's where we were left off, like a little bit before SummerSlam, and then this happens, and then all of a sudden. He just dies, and everybody was just trying to figure out, like, what the fuck happened. So Sean Ross Sapp, later on in the day, came out and said that he has permission, I believe it from the family, in the church, something that to reveal what caused the death of Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt died of the thing that killed him on that day was an unexpected heart attack. And the heart attack was that earlier this year he had caught COVID. And COVID kind of exacerbated some heart issues that Bray Wyatt was having, which caused this massive heart attack and took him out.
That's so unfortunate. I think the misconception, because I've seen a lot of doctors talking about it lately, is you can get sick and just have mild symptoms. The issue comes in where you have long COVID issues, because it affects everyone differently. You could get sick, be better in a week or two, but then there's something that may have been lying dormant, or that was a small issue that is now a big issue after you get sick.
Yes, and
it's very unfortunate, because you may feel like, oh, you out of the woods, everything's okay, and stuff lingers. Yeah. You want to say something, Prime?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Also, I feel like the reports of him making significant improvement, it could have been true, because like he could have been training to come back, and then like maybe taking them bumps or something could have that could have hindered it too.
Like the stress on the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also a very real possibility. Yeah. It's a wrestling, any physical sport, takes a toll on your body.
Yeah, even though some people may not think so. Yeah.
But even still, it's just like didn't we just see was that earlier this year or last year? With the NFL player that went down.
That was this year.
That was this year, right? Yeah. In the middle of a game.
Yeah, Damar Hamlin.
And it's just like, I think that we take for granted, because we've been conditioned to like be so desensitized to things, that these people putting their bodies through the ringer.
Yeah.
And especially if this is something that was already an issue, it does get worse. I don't know. It's just really unexpected. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, especially when the guy had so much promise and was madly creative. In the things that he wanted to do, and it's just very. It like I said, it hurts you, especially when it's like your own mortality. Because I've had COVID. I've actually caught COVID twice. And you just sit there, you never know, and it's like you do things like right now I feel fine, but you just never know what could happen with any of these kind of sicknesses. Same thing goes with you. Probably, I don't know if you had COVID before or not. You said or
No, I haven't.
Okay, so everybody has experienced some different things, and it scares you. It wakes you up a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like that's why they gave him permission to say that, because people are going to run with things now.
That's the unfortunate part.
And that's why I think he made sure that to say he had an existing heart condition, that was exacerbated by COVID. As someone who had COVID when it was first hit the streets.
Yeah, which was she was potent.
And I now have lifelong issues that are not going to ever go away. That permanently altered my vision and other things way before, because that's going to be one of the things that folks remember, way before a vaccine ever came into play.
Yeah.
Because I've already seen that on the internet in certain places. Way before that even happened, just as a result from being sick. And it's nothing I can do about it. Mm-hmm. They're talking about creating whole new curriculums in medical schools to deal with long COVID symptoms. And that is unfortunate. And you also had to come out and say that because there were a lot of folks running with the mental illness angle.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of tacky when folks are just like, well, what happened? And someone who has no clue as to what happened is just like, well, he probably, it was probably the mental illness. We just found out he passed an hour ago. How do you know that?
Exactly.
Now, I will say, I have a group chat with my cousin and like his and a few of my cousins that watch wrestling, and I said, "Yo, Bray Wyatt just passed away," and they act like, first of all, they're like, "I was stupid." It was like, "Nah, they meant his character passed away." I'm like,
"What?"
I'm sorry,
what?
I don't mean to laugh.
I was like, "What?"
They made his character pass. Okay.
And then it was like, "Oh, I just googled it. I ain't seen it." I was like, "Bro, Triple H just announced it like 5 minutes ago. Give it time to circulate." And then it was like, "All right." And then like 5 minutes later, it was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, you was right." Like, why would I be talking about his character? What?
And I wouldn't say Bray Wyatt, but they'd be like buried or something. I would just use other wrestling terminology other than passed away. That's not term they use in wrestling. Unless somebody actually died. And it just it sucks because like the last time we see him in that match was that awful LA Knight match with the I called the the Batman Forever match.
the Mountain Dew match.
Oh yeah, the Mountain Dew Pitch Black
no.
match, or the Batman. Excuse me, the Batman and Robin match. Yeah, and I was with all them glowing colors. I was like, as great of a career as Bray Wyatt had, in a lot of moments that people don't realize that he was in great matches that he was in. For that to be the last one,
yes,
it is so bittersweet.
That's unfortunate. It's like, excuse me. It's just like when we were talking about Ric Flair in his last match, and you're like, bro, now at this point you messing up your legacy. I'm not saying that's what happened here.
Yeah.
But it's just like that could be the last thing that people see of you.
Exactly.
Why would you want that to be it? And this was not something that was in his control, obviously. But it's kind of, it is kind of reflective of his overall career. Where it was like they had a good thing, and then after a while it was just like they didn't know what to do. They didn't really know how to handle his creative input for his character.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and there are a lot of wrestling fans that don't even remember NXT Bray Wyatt. There are a lot of wrestling fans that don't even remember Husky Harris.
And they don't like the Bray Wyatt of today. They weren't a fan of where his character went.
Yeah, I that Uncle Howdy era. No,
there are some people who didn't like it from jump.
Oh yeah, I mean I understand that too.
Because they was just like, this is weird kind of thing. But
I mean, I think it wasn't.
I mean, I don't know. Everybody's not gonna like everything.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad at you for that. Like what you like, but I don't know. It's just it sucks. And kind of like how you were saying in the intro, did he ever really get a fair shake? It's kind of hard when your hands are tied to a certain extent. You can't really do exactly what you want to do, and it may be a thing where what you want to do may not translate well.
Well, yeah, that, and I also think it's by it came to like booking decisions, because like if you go back, and this is why I probably want to get a little bit in the history of Bray Wyatt. You go back, like when they first came back, because first of all, now I know probably you was watching NXT in 2014, right? I think he was. I think he may have had to
step out.
Yeah, step away for a minute, but I know I was watching NXT in 2014. It was a problem.
I started 2015.
What'd you say?
He said 2015.
I think I started 2015.
Okay, but
maybe 20. I don't know. I'm not sure.
But yeah, in 2014, when like the Wyatt family was on NXT.
No, I did not see when they was on NXT. No.
Yeah, when they was them, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And at first, I was just like, this ain't gonna work. And I'm gonna tell you why it didn't work. I was just like, I saw Husky Harris. I remember Husky Harris from the New Nexus, and for because they had Husky Harris, Michael McGillicuddy, aka Curtis Axel.
Yep.
And who was that? Who was that big roided out dude?
Jesus.
Was that not Ryback?
No, well, Ryback was part of the old Nexus. I'm talking about the new Nexus, the one that had CM Punk.
Oh, Mason Ryan.
Mason Ryan, there we go. Yeah, that's
damn. None of them here anymore.
No, first of all, I don't think Mason Ryan could turn away his own ass.
Yo.
And
Yo.
So we see, and when I see Husky Harris, I was like, oh god, this guy, he ain't nothing. Like he was a joke version of that new Nexus group. And then when I see him doing this Jim Jones type character on NXT, I was like, okay, I was like, maybe, but I don't think it's not gonna get over. But then when in 2015, when they came on the main roster and they had those vignettes of them being out in just this abandoned field type thing with the sheep mask, I was like, oh, this is kind of Deliverance. That's how I was feeling. And I was like, this is kind of creepy. And then they had the entrance where I still think the Wyatt family entrance is one of the most underrated entrances that they have ever done. I don't think it gets so crazy, but just having the lantern up and you see them walk into like that little small light is creepy as shit. Okay,
it did what it was supposed to do.
Exactly. I was just like, and they're doing the we hear it blowing out, and then that music. Like I was like, okay, I love the presentation. Now when you heard Bray Wyatt doing the promos and stuff like that, everybody kind of compared him to Jake Roberts and how he did his promo style and things like that. I was just like, I'm feeling the Jim Jones character right now.
I don't know if I ever jived with the Jim Jones comparison though.
Really?
I mean, I could see just the like the creepy leader type of thing, but I don't know if I ever got that from.
Wasn't no Kool-Aid? Is that why?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I feel like there is someone you can compare him to, but I don't know if I ever really. I guess agree. I don't know.
Would you had agreed prior with the Jim Jones or comparison, or you probably looked at it as something else when you first see him debut? Because the first time he debuted was against Kane, and at SummerSlam in 2015. Wait, hold on. Am I getting my years mixed up?
You could very well be.
Okay, Prime. What was the year that Bray Wyatt won again? That was 2013, wasn't it? Yes, I am getting my years mixed up.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm sitting thinking like, wait a minute, 2015 don't sound right, because 2015 SummerSlam was Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, right?
Yeah.
2013 is when Bray Wyatt debuted, because by 2015 we were already talking about how Bray Wyatt was, because this is when he was in there, and he eliminated Dale Bryan from the Rumble that year. And nobody, because 2014, I got my years mixed. Okay, for those out there, if y'all still listening, forgive me.
Still listening?
Yeah,
we just started.
I'm about to say, but they said that he got the year wrong. Okay, 2013 is when he came up on there. Because 2012, that early NXT. That's right. That is absolutely right. I am sorry to everybody. I am sorry about that. Yes, he came up and debuted with Kane.
Okay.
And had a match with Kane. They took Kane out, and then that's when you had the Wyatt family, and they were you know what made me think 15, because 2K15 was his first appearance in the game.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm getting the 15 from.
Okay.
And that messed me up. And then they went to that awesome storyline with the Shield, where they the Shield and the Wyatt family had some excellent matches. Mm-hmm. They had one on this back when they was trying to get main event popping. Okay, because back then that's back when they had main event. I remember when they had Undertaker on main event.
They was trying.
They was trying hard.
It ain't work, but you know.
And they had a 6-man tag there, and they had a 6-man tag at Elimination Chamber. And you know what, Prime, in your personal opinion, which Shield versus Wyatt family matches did you like better? The main event match or the one from Elimination Chamber? Yeah. I think Prime said to wait for it for a minute also.
He's on mute.
Oh, hey, Q-Flow, what's going on, man?
What's good, man?
Oh, you was playing double. You trying to figure out a good time to come in?
I was just waiting to, you know what I mean? I would just jump up, hey, everybody, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's all cool, man. So, you know, I obviously, you know, we had to kick off with Bray Wyatt.
Of course.
And I gotta get your thoughts because, like I said, I see your reaction in the chat, but I gotta get your reaction real quick before I go any further.
Bro, this is so out of nowhere. And I think the last time I got caught off guard like this was Eddie. So I'm like it floored me. I was at work, so I'm like driving. Just got done talking to my moms. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Nice little convo with Mom Dukes. I get on Twitter. I see somebody like, dang, R.I.P. And I'm like, huh? And I'm thinking they talking about like, oh, they just
or Terry Funk or somebody like that,
huh?
Or Terry Funk or somebody like that.
No, because they said R.I.P. Bray Wyatt, and I'm thinking like, damn, what, they fired him or like killed his character off or something? Uh-huh. So I went to go look it up, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, and it just like I was speechless. I was speechless. Like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking about JoJo, the kids, his brother, his dad, like, it's like, bro, Braun Strowman, he already like, you know what I mean? Eric Rowan.
Yeah. So you know, I'm thinking about all the because
poor Eric Rowan, he done lost him and
Luke Harper
Luke Harper.
What's let's see? Yeah. Luke Harper died in 2020 or 2021? 2020,
3 years ago. Yeah. 3 years.
2020, December 2020 is when he died. And then then 3 years later we lose Bray Wyatt. Like, bro, that's hard because it ain't like you just grieve for a month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Grief has no time period.
It has no time period at all. And
right.
It was I don't know if y'all, because a lot of wrestlers came out and spoke like the Rock put out something because, you know, people may forget that him and Bray Wyatt shared the ring in WrestleMania 32.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Yeah, he said, I'm heartbroken over the news of Bray Wyatt's passing. Always had tremendous respect and love for him and the Rotunda family. Love his presence, promos, in-ring work, and connection with the WWE Universe. Very unique, cool, and rare character which is hard to create in our crazy business. So he said that, but even like Booker T got the news on it live during his podcast.
Really?
Yeah, because they had put that up and I was watching it, and when I say slapped him, because
that's super unexpected.
It's super unexpected.
Like, if anybody here it passes, unless it's like, oh, this person was sick and we were expecting it.
Yeah.
It might still hit you, but this is like left field. Especially to be in the middle of like working, basically.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's that because his co-host, I forgot his co-host's name, but
yeah, I forgot too. Like, yeah, he broke the news too.
Yeah, he was just like, whoa, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say it because Booker was laughing about something, right? And he was asking this question. He was not getting the feedback from the guy. Like, what the hell going on? And then he was like, I reported that Triple H just tweeted, and he read the tweet that Bray Wyatt died, and he was just like, well, you be like Bray Wyatt, and it's like it was paralyzed to the point he said, yo, we gotta take a break.
You see, it could come down on you like a ton of bricks.
Or kicking the balls with a steel toe gator, like it that hurts.
It was a very visual
example. But yeah, it just paralyzed you, and you just couldn't. Like I said, now I know Q said like that.
Who expects that?
Yeah, you don't. But the same. That's how I felt also about Jay Briscoe earlier this year.
Same.
You
but
know?
see, that was like, it was a car accident.
It was a car
you
accident.
never see car accidents coming.
Yeah.
And you don't know what the extent of the damage could be. But that was, because that was wild. Like, damn.
But
I mean.
But I understand that. But also pertaining to that point is, active wrestlers is the ones that give me, like, from Owen Hart, from Brian Pillman, Owen Hart, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. Yeah, but even in this sense though, even before we knew what, because after we knew what happened, that just made it even worse.
Everybody was just like, wait a minute.
That just even made it even worse. And then, like I said, hearing about like these active wrestlers is like, hey, we got to go in a match tomorrow type thing. That's, and I ain't, like I said, like I was telling Prime earlier, like I'm not just talking about like an active wrestler that's a job guy that only gets house shows type stuff. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about
that doesn't mean it means anything.
It
less,
doesn't mean to make it any
but
less.
their name is not as renowned. Kind of thing.
But when the impact of just this, especially when we was just expecting him to come back, you know, and it just it just rocks you. And now going back to what I was mentioning about the the years of him coming in there, that feud with John Cena, I felt as though that's the feud that broke Bray Wyatt. Because I personally believe that Bray Wyatt should have went over on John Cena at WrestleMania 30. Had the good promo, had everybody chanting "This is awesome." They was really behind Bray Wyatt, but once again he ran to the Cena wall. And at that time in 2014, Cena wasn't done yet. Okay, and it was so hard to get people to. It was supposed to be a series, but he lost at WrestleMania. Where I felt like he should have won that first match. In the second match, at Extreme Rules, he beat Cena in a cage match barely because that little crazy kid with the whole world in his hands singing like that scared Cena to the point where Bray Wyatt just walked out.
Scared me too.
I was like, where did they get that kid from? And then the third match is when Cena literally buried him in that last man standing match at Payback. Literally. And then ever since then, that Bray Wyatt character has been in a funk that he can never get out of.
I hope John Cena wait a couple days.
Yeah.
The people finna eat him up in the comments, even though you shouldn't. But you know how it is.
But then after a while, Bray Wyatt was all talk and nothing else, and even people start calling him the Eater of Pins, opposed to Eater of World, because that's what it was. And he just had these long feuds with like Dean Ambrose, but every match was a hardcore type match, and it was no substance to it, and it was just like Bray Wyatt's just another character. Then they tried to revamp it and bring in Braun Strowman. So you had the white sheep and you had the black sheep. And it was like, okay, this new addition to the Wyatt family, and they took out The Undertaker. And remember they had the whole feud with The Undertaker and Kane at the 25th anniversary of Survivor Series. And I was like, okay, Undertaker, because you're old, you can't do this shit no more. Even, you should know this by now, sir.
Now, when has that ever stopped him? I mean, until he decided to actually retire. When did that stop him?
Exactly. So what happened, everybody was like, okay, we're going to have a Survivor Series match, the Wyatt family taking on the Brothers of Destruction. And what happened? They lose. Same thing with Bray Wyatt and Undertaker at WrestleMania. After Undertaker already lost to Brock Lesnar the year before, they lost again. So you build it up.
You completely killed the momentum, basically.
You killed it. And that's very unfortunate. And then, like I said, The Rock at WrestleMania 32, and then he just beats Eric Rowan in 6 seconds. He lost. So then what happens? You had to go away. Well, I forgot what was injured now because he tried to go into that feud with Randy Orton. They gave Bray Wyatt the championship, which I do think I liked him. That was a great elimination chamber match that they had. But that's back when the draft first happened. And that's what this is where you get the, as people may call, the dreadlock Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
That's when he started coming up there with the hoodie, stuff like that, had the dreadlocks going and stuff like that. That's when he was winning the championship. Feud on Randy Orton.
I'm not gonna lie, I was not a fan of the Fiend championship belt. I was
we ain't the Fiend yet. This is when Bray Wyatt won the championship.
Okay. Okay, but still, I mean, I need to make that known because I'm about to have to dip out.
Yeah.
I did not like it. I'm sorry. I hated it.
It was.
But go ahead.
No. It was a lot. But then when he won championship, then Randy Orton kind of killed that, and they had a whole storyline with Randy Orton trying to join the Wyatt family. That didn't last for so long, and then that ended up sucking. Huh?
I said I remember that.
You remember that too? Yeah. And I was like, man, there was a point I was like, when does Bray Wyatt gonna get his just due? Because I thought him and Roman was supposed to be the one that took it from Cena and Orton, or Cena and Batista, whoever you wanted to compare it to. And it just didn't happen until he went away for a little bit, and then we got introduced to that Firefly Funhouse. When it first started, I really enjoyed the Firefly Funhouse.
I feel like that was really divisive. There were folks who were into it, and there were folks who were just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
They caught us off guard because they was looking like Sesame Street.
Yeah,
it really gave me, I think, for our generation, I guess would connect more with the Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah.
Which is what it reminded me of, with the weird ass characters. I mean, with weird characters in his case.
Yeah.
But I think that was kind of where it was like, either you gonna get on the Bray Wyatt train, or you completely off. Like it lets you off a couple stops back. Like I don't.
Yeah, and because look, I watched a series on YouTube of "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared," and it gave me a lot of those vibes, and I was like, okay, I can get into it. I want to see where this is going, because the thing about the "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" videos is there's like these playful Muppets and stuff like that, but there's something very sinister going on in the background. And
like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, there's something very sinister going on. So with him doing this whole playhouse and doing things like that, you knew that there was something, because the little innuendos and the little things that they would say, there's something very sinister going on behind the scenes on this one, and that's what I loved about it. So when the Firefly Funhouse was a thing, and then we kept seeing different episodes to it, and then all of a sudden we seen, like, you know, when he got to get serious, he had what was it, the fear, hate, or you know, what was it? Was it the love, hate gloves?
I think it was hurt, heal.
Hurt, heal. Okay.
Love, hate.
I'm about to say had the Radio Raheem's on, but and then we got a glimpse of what this Fiend character was looking like, and then SummerSlam. Like, Bray Wyatt got a lot of things going on at SummerSlam, for real. Him coming in with that whole Fiend gimmick, with him carrying the severed head of Bray Wyatt as the lantern. Tell me that shit wasn't fire.
Yeah, no, it was.
That shit was so fired that 2K20, before we knew how bad it was, hurry up and made that their pre-order bonus.
And then he fought Seth Rollins.
No, you're not kidding at all. Because he came and debuted at SummerSlam. Everybody was behind. It was like, yo, this new look, this new thing is crazy. And I feel as though, like, well, if he keeps it like the Mr. Rogers Bray Wyatt, something that kind of like Finn Balor, like, that's the one that we'll see, the one wrestling. But when things get serious, he bring that Fiend out. Well, then of course Vince got his ass and said, well, we got this big character, we got to capitalize on it, and we're gonna put him in Hell in a Cell against Seth Rollins. And I was like, why would you do that?
But don't worry, Seth, you're not gonna lose.
And even Seth was just like, why would you do that? Because he is so on fire right now, and this character has never really been tested, and yet I just became the champion because I beat Brock Lesnar. Why would you do this? Why? And they did Hell in a Cell. They did that dumb red light. I was just like, I didn't like that whole cell in the red light. And they had the worst Hell in a Cell match in history. What? Okay. I do still believe that Al Snow and Big Boss Man had the worst Hell in a Cell match of all time in that Kettle from Hell. But in the modern era, this was yes, easily in the top 3 worst Hell in a Cell matches. And some people may say it still may be the worst, because you know what, it may have to, because it ended on stoppage. You don't end Hell in a Cell on stoppage. So yeah, it may be the worst Hell in a Cell match. And then afterwards, is that he attacks him. It don't matter. That's when he chopped the legs off the Fiend. he would still hold himself up by his arms, but he chopped the legs off. Because you know what killed him? You know what killed the Fiend?
Goldberg.
Yeah, I was hoping, you know, Q-Flow was gonna say so. I would say,
or as Biggie would say, Goldberg.
And like I said, y'all know me. Goldberg's on my top 5. I'm a huge Goldberg fan, but I know when Goldberg needs to stop being Goldberg. I know that Goldberg killed the Fiend in 3 minutes. That powerful character.
Man. He didn't have no history. He couldn't use no mysticism on him. That's why he lost.
Right.
Is that what you're telling yourself?
That's what everybody said.
He had no mysticism. Get the hell out of here, man.
They said Bray only won the Fiend only won his matches against people he had history with. It's the what's my man? It's the Karrion Kross thing. It was before Karrion Kross. Yeah, he loses, but he keeping his word.
But you know, it would have been better if the Fiend lost to a jackhammer, not a suplex.
That's fair.
It would have been so much better if the Fiend would, you know, Goldberg, I'm the hero, I stop everybody from the monster. I'm like, we're in the 2020s, sir. This is not the 80s anymore. Kids ain't scared of monsters. Kids is doing TikTok dances with monsters now. Don't do that. Don't even do that. That destroyed the Fiend. And we was just like, it's over. It's done for the Fiend. And then we had that triple threat match with him and Braun Strowman, because we had that whole feud with the Fiend and Braun Strowman, which didn't, you know, work out well. And he was a champion again. Nobody cared. And then Roman Reigns came back and beat him there. He's been a tribal chief ever since.
Man, if COVID didn't happen and everybody was in the arena for that.
Yeah. Oh my God. And I'm telling you, that right there, it sucked. I mean, now the highlights of the Firefly Funhouse is I enjoyed the Playhouse with John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
the Firefly Funhouse match. I enjoyed that. I mean, I didn't enjoy the Haunted House match. You know, with the House of Horrors with Randy Orton. No, I didn't enjoy them just fighting in some random house. What I'm saying, but I did enjoy the stuff from the Firefly Funhouse. I did enjoy the John Cena stuff. And then even when they tried to bring it back, and remember him with Alexa Bliss.
You talking about when Randy Orton gave him an RKO on fire?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and I was just and then it was like, okay. Then Randy Orton kind of low key just kept, you know, overkilling and kicking the guy when he was down, burnt the Fiend up. Then he came back as the burnt Fiend, clean as ever at WrestleMania, and lost to an RKO. Because Alexa Bliss, that whole thing, I was like, get rid of it.
And then Alexa Bliss turned on him, right?
Yes, at WrestleMania.
And then she had the character, and then when he came back, he was so like, oh, they got to finish the storyline. I was like, I don't think so.
No.
He was like, yes, they do. I was like, I don't think so.
Hey, I can admit when I was wrong. I can admit. I thought it was because now don't tell me they didn't have no incentive of finishing a storyline when he came back with the Uncle Howdy stuff. They started playing those little fly things with Alexa Bliss. They clearly had something to plan because, like I said, she screwed him, took his whole character, and that was it. And we barely got a write-off from Lily and all that other stuff. And they were teasing it, so there was something that they were planning on doing. But then the things, because the whole YS6 thing, I think, was a thing, and they never got to it. They never got to it, and he disappeared. And then he got released. He got fired. And everybody was like, "What the fuck?" And it sucked. Everybody was like, "Why did Bray Wyatt?" You know, they released Bray Wyatt in 2021, along with their whole mountain of releases of with everything else. And he was out like making movies and trying, you know, Harwood was trying to do things like that until Triple H temporarily took back over and signed Bray Wyatt back. And now when that happened, that's when we started getting the whole, you know, the White Rabbit stuff, playing the Saw game, playing the Easter eggs and all the things like that, which was fun to a point. then I would say at some point it was like, okay, you got to pay this off somehow, and they did at Extreme Rules. And when he came back at Extreme Rules, do you remember how hype everybody was when that happened? I know y'all remember that. When they start having
one?
like, huh?
Remind me what you.
Remember Extreme after they finally put the whole White Rabbit puzzle and stuff like that together.
Oh, dude, that White Rabbit shit. Yeah, that was probably the most creepiest thing ever.
Yeah, like I said, I was hoping it didn't overstay its welcome, but then when they paid it off at Extreme Rules and they had the different people all in the crowd as like Mercy the Buzzard or Abby the Witch or Huskus Pig and stuff like that, and then you had the Fiend Bray Wyatt that he returned in that Black Phones type mask and everything, and the crowd went nuts. You hear me? I was like, okay, Bray Wyatt's a big ass fucking deal now, and he need to capitalize on it. And then they came back and it was like he was being himself, but he was still talking about his mental and talking about Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper and all these kind of plans that they had, and something just happened. He starts feuding with LA Knight. It didn't work. And the match was horrible at Royal Rumble. Then they decided to put him in there with Bobby Lashley at Mania earlier this year, and that match never happened because, well, obviously he got sick. But still, you think Bobby and Bray wanted to do that? That's not what they wanted.
Not at all.
That's not what they wanted to do. Especially, I was like, can we finish off this Bray and Uncle Howdy and whatever? Like, can we get this one? Because right now it's just getting redundant. It's going over and over and over again, and that shit sucked. It sucked big time, and it just hurts. It's very unfortunate that this is the kind of stuff that happens. Now, then we find he got sick, and then now we're here. This is where we're at right now. It makes me think of
Wait, hold on. You didn't like the Pitch Black match?
I did not. I did not like the Batman and Robin match. I called it.
I kind of did.
Look, hey, we all got likes. I didn't like it. I thought it didn't do LA Knight no favors. It damn sure didn't do Bray Wyatt no favors.
No, I agree.
And especially when he just came back, I just wanted to see Bray Wyatt wrestle. Work up to the gimmick shit. And I'm not saying all this is Bray Wyatt's fault, because obviously they was trying to sell Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Okay? And just like,
which was good, by the way. Like, I'm not a Mountain Dew guy, but that Mountain Dew was pretty good.
Yeah, I've had a picture of the one before. For those who have had, it's kind of like grape soda Mountain Dew. Yeah, grape soda Mountain Dew. And it's a Mountain Dew that I can drink because I'm allergic to Yellow 5. So when it comes to the classic Mountain Dew, I can't drink that, or the yellow Mountain Dew, or the live wire orange. I can't drink any of those Mountain Dews. I can drink the Mountain Dews that don't have the Yellow 5 in them. So I used to drink the White Out. The Pitch Black one is pretty decent, and they had a blue one also then they had like the red, white, and blue one. I was like, okay, yeah, so I could get in that Code Red sometimes, because some Code Reds, like the newer ones, don't have the Yellow 5. The older ones do. So it really all depends, to be honest with you.
Right.
But yeah, and that was just man, I just wanted to see him back in a regular match to start things off, and then we work up to the gimmick stuff, and just see Bray Wyatt in the ring, because I'm a fan of Bray Wyatt. I'm a huge fan of Bray Wyatt, and I felt as though when it comes to creatively that a lot of things that he wanted to do, I don't think he was able to get that chance to do truly what like his full vision of what he wanted to do, because he could have been the next Undertaker in a way, not on that level, because obviously the world has changed and it's hard to fit that build and create these kind of characters like that, because like Seth Rollins said in the interview, the problem with like these Fiend characters is like that you can't book them in matches. When you have these big supernatural type of characters, you can't you can't have these normal people that's like beating them type thing.
Right. They gotta have a
You gotta have like a Brock. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But still, it's hard to do that. And even if you look at all the iterations of the Undertaker, when the Undertaker first came out, he was like this undead zombie. It's like, yeah, but like almost like a Solomon Grundy type thing. You gotta find a way to at least humanize a little bit, so they can be able to have a foe to like they can go back and forth with. Hence the Mankind rivalry in like the mid-90s. Those kind of things. So and then Undertaker can lose and Undertaker can win. But the Fiend, you create these characters that it's just hard to book matches for. And I was really curious to see what was going on with the Uncle Howdy stuff. I really wanted to know what the pair was. I really wanted to know who Uncle Howdy was. I still believe it was Bo Dallas. But
yeah.
And I just wanted to see how that would have worked out. I just wanted to see it, and it just feels that we just got robbed of the whole thing. And at 36 years old, like I was saying before, it just
so young, bro.
Huh?
I said so young.
It's like, so bro, he's our age.
Right.
He's our age, and it's just you just sit there and think like, yo, it scares you. It shows it brings your mortality to light, knowing that I had COVID also, and I could have I don't know what the situation could be. Even Prime was saying like he probably really was ready to come back, but then even taking bumps put probably stress on the body, and the heart was just like, I don't know if we're ready for this right now. And a heart attack could come from that, and all that is possible. All of that is possible. And it just because the same thing happened with Keith Lee. Keith Lee had those heart issues where he almost tapped out to COVID, and he was fortunate to make it back, but everybody can't kick out at 2, and that's the
harsh reality, I guess.
That's the heartbreak about it. Like I said, everybody has been pouring their love to Bray Wyatt, like I said earlier, from Dwayne to Matt Hardy to even LA Knight to just and every company, every wrestling company definitely put something out, from AEW to Impact Wrestling. They have put out something about Bray Wyatt, and obviously tonight and tomorrow is going to be full of tributes. It's going to be full of tributes. Like I said, because they already got their report. They scrapped all the stuff.
Whatever was happening tonight
is scrapped.
Scrap.
It is completely scrapped. We're not doing storylines. We're just doing because Smackdown was the show he was on. He was actively on Smackdown. So whatever plans was for the night, it is scrapped. I'm pretty sure now. I know Collision is tomorrow. I know they still got a book to All In. So, however, I do know that they're going to mention Bray Wyatt. They probably had something in the beginning mentioning Bray Wyatt, because as a wrestling fan, not a certain company fan, as a wrestling fan, we lost a big member of our family. Big member of our family that it's just you're not gonna get that back, man. And it's just a shame that somebody that creative, that thoughtful, and just even on the outside, just a nice guy from what reports of what people have said. And it's just like if you had ever told me that we would have lost Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt so close together, I wouldn't even believe you. I wouldn't even say. I would have said they ain't dying until they retired. I wouldn't have believed you. And like you said, Q, I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for his dad. No parent should have to bury their child.
Oh yeah, exactly.
No parent. Millions of parents bury their kids. We're not sitting there saying that it's only 100. No, millions of parents have buried their kids.
And they shouldn't have to.
But they shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
The kids should bury the parents. The parents should not have to bury their kids. And I can't imagine what his dad go through. Even his brother. His brother, his ex-wife, and Kurt and JoJo, and all their kids. Bro, 36 years, bro. That's no time. That's no time. That's just not in life. That's just no time. It just hits you, man. Look,
for real.
We feel it. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. My condolences are with the family. Our hearts are heavy. Our hearts will continue to be heavy. We will continue to miss you. We will continue to support you and give you tributes the best way we can. Like, I even have a poll up for you guys to vote on your favorite version of Bray Wyatt. Just to, put something up, and like I was talking about it on the short, because I had to say something in the car. That's how much it got me. And it kind of felt like when Jay Briscoe had died earlier this year, it just like, why, Lord? Why? Like, you just don't know the answer right now. And it just really sucks. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. And to the Rotunda family, my condolences to all. And I'm going to make sure I go out this weekend and buy some things on WWE Shop, because all the proceeds are going to his family.
Yep.
They already said that. So I'm like, I'm going to go get Bray Wyatt gear just so they can get my support. So all the things Bray Wyatt, I'm going to make sure I do that just so they can have the support. That's what I want to do. So